The coin market cap is used to summarize everything that is presented in this video. Additionally, I would like to remind you to take a moment to like and subscribe to my channel in order to stay up to date on future XRP news, as well as other cryptocurrency news in general. Have a look at this for a moment. RippleSEP community members are speculating about the next meeting of the SEC today. There are some observers who believe that the legal battle between Ripple and the SEC will be settled before the end of the summer, despite the fact that it is currently ongoing. And the sexy meeting that took place today has stimulated anticipation regarding an agreement that is going to take place in the near future. It has been observed that the value of Ripple's cryptocurrency, XRP, has been increasing, and it is possible that it will see major volatility in the future, depending on the outcome of the litigation. It is possible that a judgment that is favorable might spark off a bull run, while a decision that is unfavorable could become a barrier to the progression of the bull run. Does today have a greater chance of being the big day? Since quite some time ago, Ripple and the United States Securities and Exchange Commission have been involved in a legal dispute with each other. Over the course of this fight, there have been a great deal of advancements. When more than 3 years had gone since the event, April 2024 marked the beginning of the trial phase, which had been going on since the beginning of the process. Both parties submitted the pertinent information in the form of papers at this phase of the process, and they did so in accordance with the guidelines that the court had established. Even though it is currently in its final stage, there has not yet been a resolution made with regard to the matter. A recent remark made by the chief executive officer of Ripple stated that the two companies would be shaking hands very soon. However, other analysts were more specific in their forecast regarding the timing of the event. According to Jeremy Hogan, it is possible that the matter may be officially resolved by the time the summer comes to a close. On the other hand, the American attorney Fred Rispoli asserted that the matter might be officially resolved by the 31st of July. This is due to the fact that the Securities and Exchange Commission is holding a meeting behind closed doors today, July 25th. Several users of X believe that an agreement would be revealed as soon as this week. It is anticipated that the agency will discuss a variety of topics, some of which include the resolution of claims in litigation and the establishment and settlement of administrative actions. Today was originally scheduled to be the day that the gathering would take place, but it was ultimately rescheduled to take place today. On the other hand, several participants in the industry brought to everyone's attention the fact that the Commission routinely hosts conferences of a similar sort and that it has not yet addressed the Ripple case. This information was brought to everyone's knowledge. The Securities and Exchange Commission holds a meeting behind closed doors. On July 25th, the Securities and Exchange Commission, under the direction of CIRTE, will have a meeting that will be held behind closed doors. In addition to the items listed below, the agenda also includes this. The Sunshine Act requires that notification be given to SECs by professionals in order for them to trade the markets. As a result of trading derivatives, your capital is put in a position where it is highly susceptible to risk. Because of this, you should only trade with money that you are able to afford to lose. Although it is likely that trading derivatives is not suitable for all investors, you must ensure that you have a comprehensive grasp of the risks involved and seek the advice of an independent professional if necessary. There is the possibility of using raw spread accounts when it comes to the settlement of administrative procedures and spread institutions. Claims that have been put through the legal process are settled. There are further topics that pertain to the examinations and the procedures of the enforcement. Because of the notification that was issued under the Sunshine Act, speculation was generated over the possibility of a settlement in the SEC vs. Ripple lawsuit. Perhaps the timing of the private meeting is of the utmost importance. Judge Analisa Torres is currently analyzing the arguments in order to decide the amount of the fine that Ripple is required to pay for violating securities laws in the United States. The court records pertaining to financial recompense are referred to as SEC vs. Ripple. In July of 2023, Judge Analisa Torres issued a decision in which she stated that Ripple had violated the laws that govern securities in the United States by providing institutional investors with unregistered XRP. In March, the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) presented the reasons for its intention to pursue a penalty of $2 billion and an injunction that would ban the sale of XRP to institutional investors. Following the filing of the lawsuit in December 2020, the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) made a substantial accusation that Ripple continues to violate U.S. securities laws. This allegation was made after the complaint was filed. By maintaining that the sale of XRP following the complaint was in accordance with the regulations that regulate securities in the United States, Ripple refuted the allegations that were made by the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) in its rebuttal brief. When it came to sales of XRP to institutional investors, there were various different sorts. There are exceptions to the regulations that regulate securities in the United States, and those exceptions include sales to approved investors. Thus, the third component of the Howey test cannot be completed by XRP sales that are carried out through on-demand liquidity arrangements. This is because the third prong of the test is not satisfied. Both gains and losses are prevented by these agreements. The opposing brief that Ripple submitted also included a recommendation for a penalty of $10 million. It was asserted by the corporation that the Securities and Exchange Commission has never accused it of being reckless or unethical. The Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) issued a reply brief in April of 2024 that was tied to remedies and included the estimates for a penalty floor of $102.06 million for the Ripple case. The consequences of this brief were discussed. When contrasted with the punishment that Ripple has recommended, the floor that the SEC has established is significantly higher. In accordance with one view, a penalty of $10 million might potentially make the SEC's regulation more susceptible to inspection through the use of an enforcement attack on the digital asset market in the United States. In November 2023, Johnny Deaton, a candidate for the United States Senate in Massachusetts, made a prediction that Ripple would pay a sum that was less than the $150 legal expenditure that it had incurred. In addition to this, Deaton took into account the viewpoints of crypto and non-crypto investors regarding the case that the SEC is bringing against Ripple. There is a possibility that the electorate will be bewildered concerning the manner in which one might spend hundreds of millions of dollars on legal fees for a relatively minor punishment. The shifting political dynamics and the optics of crypto regulation are becoming increasingly crucial as a result of Joe Biden's decision to withdraw from the contest for the presidency of the United States of America. There will also be competition for votes in the United States under the leadership of Kamala Harris, who is the leading candidate for the Democratic Party. It was reported on Tuesday, July 23rd, by the wire services that Kamala Harris had the intention of attending the Bitcoin conference in order to compete with Donald Trump for the vote in the cryptocurrency election. It's possible that the crypto vote will be significant. In 2023, the campaign known as Stand with Crypto was launched with the intention of raising the level of knowledge regarding cryptocurrencies on Capitol Hill. During that time period, there were 52 million persons in the United States who own blockchain technology. Kamala Harris has the opportunity to move away from the establishment that is opposed to cryptocurrency if she takes advantage of this opportunity. Harris's prospects of winning the election would be negatively impacted by the unfavorable publicity that has surrounded the State Securities and Exchange Commission's legal battles with Bitcoin startups. Ripple's Chief Executive Officer (CEO) comments on the most current political happenings. On Wednesday, Brad Garlinghouse, the Chief Executive Officer of Ripple, issued a statement regarding the cryptocurrency vote, with a particular focus on Kamala Harris and the United States of America. It is not a secret that Vice President Harris is familiar with Silicon Valley, and he is in possession of a great opportunity to provide a reset on critical issues for the competitiveness of the United States, such as the regulation of cryptocurrencies. An open mind is something I will maintain for the time being. Regarding the allegation that she has overstated the political liability that Gary Gensler poses, I do agree with it. If she continues to embrace rhetoric that is comparable to that of Elizabeth Warren, then she has done so. What will the future hold for XRP and the cryptocurrency market, and what are the ramifications of this happening? It just so happens that the completion of the SEC CVS Ripple litigation, which is currently in its last stage, coincides with this shift in focus on Capitol Hill toward the cryptocurrency vote. On Secretary Gensler to halt his assault on the digital asset business in the United States of America. In the event that the dollar were to rebound, there would be a greater demand for XRP, which would be encouraged by a more nonpartisan